Hi beauty fam, I'm Mickey and welcome back to Mickey Car Beauty. And on my little corner of YouTube channels, I love to talk about luxury skincare and beauty, and I love to sometimes talk about independent makeup products and companies. So today I thought I would try to do a really quick video of the Allure Best of Beauty, and the magazine just came out, and it's so funny, like I actually don't subscribe to Allure or Vogue, but my mother does. So I get her mail and I just benefit from these beauty magazines. So this came in the mail, and I know that we've been seeing them a lot online, but I just want to, can we just take a moment to really just appreciate this beautiful indigenous woman, Quena Chasing Horse, gorgeous, gorgeous indigenous beauty, woman of color. I just want to do a shout out for Allure. So they got a new editor-in-chief, and I'm gonna look up her name because I don't want to be incorrect. I think at the end of last year, they changed reins, and the new editor-in-chief, her name is Jessica Cruel. So at Instagram, it's at @jcruel, a Black woman, woman of color. And ever since she has taken over Allure, the content, the photos, and the makeup and skincare they feature are just so inclusive. So I'm just really happy to see at the helm of a woman of color who is really paying attention and doing the walk and doing the talk of really diversifying and making inclusive decisions on making it more inclusive for beauty. Just want to give a shout out to that because it's something I've noticed, because I grew up with a lot of beauty magazines, and I never grew up with seeing people that even looked like me. So I just take a moment. Just take a moment. Soak it in. Soak it in. Okay, so if you want to check her out, I follow her also on Instagram. And so this came out, the Best of Beauty, and I'm just happy I got this in the mail because I actually still love print, and I might be one of the few people that love print still. But I just love to look at photos. Sometimes things don't always look the same on the computer. So I just love it. I actually have these sitting around and get inspired by these looks, like this editorial look. I just keep gushing about this cover. And so I thought today I would go really quickly through some of the beauty award winners from the Allure magazine. Obviously I don't have every single one, but I went through the list of everything in here of the beauty awards and circled the ones that I actually have reviewed on my channel. So we're gonna do that really quick. I just wanna let you know that this look I have on, I'll do a link of video up here and then down below. It is the Ombre Beauty Salute to the Sun collection that actually that released this summer. So that's what's on my eyes. I don't know if you can tell, but I have blue mascara, and this beautiful brown shimmery balmy lipstick is Hot Chef Suit. So this is also Ombre Beauty, and I just want to show you really quickly this is just, so this is what I have on my lips. It's just like this brown with some gold, definitely tan person, brown skin friendly, so we want to check that out. I am filming on the weekends, and oftentimes, so I have an office job, and makeup looks like this I usually don't wear. I'm just going to be just completely transparent, but this is my time on the weekends and the evening to play with makeup. So I definitely did more of a va-va-voom editorial look. And so if you're interested in seeing how I created this look and the review of this Ombre Beauty Salute to the Sun series, I'll link it above or down below. And I decided to put these earrings on, and just like a really quick story on these. This is the first time it's actually the second time I've worn them. So when I got these the first time, I got these for Christmas, because we celebrate Christmas in my house. I got this for Christmas for my son, he's young. So he bought these for me. He was like, Mommy would love these. And I just think they're just so like blingy, like I'm going out to a disco, and it's quartz and this chainmail, this rose gold chainmail, and it's totally over the top. So I thought I'd put that on, but also like they're so heavy. These are such heavy earrings, and I would never wear these to work. However, I'm going to wear them for the sake of the video because my sweetie gave them to me. I just love that he picked these out for me. Like, who does that? What like 11-year-old kid does that for me. So I'm just like looking forward to like when he starts like buying more things to me, like for me, and starts styling me. I'm just really excited for that. Okay, so a little shout out to my kiddo who knows how to like shop. So yeah, I just want to just point that out. Maybe I got a little help from my partner on these. Okay, so we'll start with the first thing, and this was featured as like one of the big Allure Beauty best of best. So this was like, let's see, the big break, like, so it got a breakthrough award, and it was one of the biggest ones in here, and they highlighted the Danessa Myrick's Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. And so I definitely have that. So I featured this on my channel. I'll put the link above again or below on this Danessa Myrick's, and I have it in the shade 4. And at some point, I think I might get the universal shade, but I want to finish this off first. So I've been using this a lot more than I thought. So I didn't do a review on this right away because for me it was confusing on how to use, and I was using it and it wasn't working well for me. I was using this scoop thing quite often, and it was just, the product was not working well for me. So I finally figured out after a week or two how to use it for me, and it's best if I use it with a brush. And I've been using the BK 101 brush, and what I do is just, and I already have makeup on today. Actually, I can probably put some on. So what it's best for me is to just use some of that on here. And for me, it's almost like the perfect no makeup foundation. Like, it almost looks like my skin, and it soaks up a lot of the oil, but it doesn't make my skin dry. So it just evens out the redness in my skin. I've used this alone as a foundation. I've also used this as a over foundation as a powder. It's not my favorite, but if I'm having an oily day like today, I'm gonna try this. So I actually have the Taw Foundation, which is a cream foundation. It's a little oily, so I'm actually gonna put some on today and see what happens if I add that on there. I've used this as a primer. That's okay, but my favorite way to use this product is kind of like a one and done on my face. It's like a very light foundation. It's a really fantastic product. I've never tried anything like this before, and it was really meant for people with oily skin. So I had seen some reviews of this product from people who had really dry skin, and they really did not like it. So I would say if you are a person who has oily skin, do not give up on this. Like, just find out the way, play with this and figure out the way you would use it. I'm also at some point interested in getting this in a deeper color, maybe in number 5 or 6 for contouring or a bronzing. So it's just a beautiful product. And the reason why it's a breakthrough product, because it uses the product Upsolate. And I'm looking in here. It took Danessa Myrick's 20 trials to get the emollients to powders ratio just right. And Myrick's and her team preloaded the Upsolate molecules, microscopic pores, with hydrating olive-derived squalene. And so they say this product controls shine the way heavier mattifying creams have in the past, but with measured finesse, allowing the skin to retain its moisture and glow. It is a breakthrough in that it simplifies and combines 3 different products: blurring cream, mattifying powder, and tinted moisturizer. It has a bit of wax that creates a melt into skin quality. It is foolproof to apply. And that is true. And you can use your fingers if you want to blend it. And I just prefer not to use my fingers or a sponge. Those didn't work for me. The best really for me, for my skin condition and my preference, is to use a brush. So I would say that if you haven't tried this, definitely try it. It's probably one of like the most interesting and most used like cream and powder product I have on my desk, on my beauty stand. Of like, I keep my top shelf products up here from this year, and this is definitely on my top shelf, and I could see definitely myself panning. You can see I'm already starting to put a divot in here, and that's very rare for me because I have a lot of makeup. So there's that. Okay, up next. So this one was a best of makeup splurge. And I could see definitely it's a splurge, and I've reviewed these. Now these are the Sicily Paris Ombre Eclat liquid eyeshadows, and these retail at $58 a piece. And it says here, they say money can't solve everything, but shelling out for this liquid shadow eliminated virtually every problem we've ever had with eye makeup. creasing, running, and flaking. Okay, so here's the thing about these. When I have like a review of these, and I actually had it in green, and then I did an update video, and I try to do update videos. I'm actually going to do another one soon, probably today if I can. So initially these are gorgeous, right? Like these are some of the most beautiful eyeshadows. It's very subtle. Sicily is like known for that. That's a whole brand that's like high end, but like really subtle. It's kind of like Chanel. So these are not like Lisa Eldridge, which are shiny and a different aesthetic. These did not wear down through time very well. So I just want folks to know, yes, initially they were, I can see why these were in the Allure Best of Beauty, but my experience is that, you know, these did not last even for the 6-month shelf life. So I want to save y'all $58 because I spent 58 times 3, you did the math, of 3 of these products, and the green one I literally had to throw away because it started to separate, and it was always the problematic shadow. Like initially that first month, you can see some looks on Instagram, and I'll try to put them here. Like I had some beautiful looks from the green shadow. I think it was called Wild. And then about a month and a half I reached, and these were on my top shelf because they are so beautiful. And then a month and a half I reached for the green again, and it was so patchy. And I remember seeing Lexi Jong saying that she had a bad experience with these, particularly the green one, and it must be a batch issue or the formula. So disappointing. So these are starting to break up, and it hasn't been 6 months yet. And so the green one started to separate, so I could not even salvage that, and I chucked it. These are the only 2 remaining that seem somewhat to work. So number 4 and 5, and I'll show you. It's a beautiful, look at that color. It's like an orangey rose gold. But there's an issue with the opacity, if you can see. So the last thing you want with eyeshadows like liquid is for that to be patchy, because then it just doesn't perform well on your lids. I did not find that they had transfer. It's just that they were patchy. Okay, that's 4 and 5. So even now I can tell it's starting to break apart. So the way I've used this, it's not a one and done. Before it used to be a one and done for me. And now I'm actually using this as a base and then putting something like a glitter topper on it to cover up any sort of imperfection. Like I don't want to get rid of these because I spent so much, but initially they were great, and I just want to save you all $58. I would not even recommend getting them on sale because it's just not gonna last. If you're into liquid eyeshadows, I would say just go with I would go with the Chanel, or go with maybe Charlotte Tilbury, I think has some, but for sure the ones I can vouch for are the Lisa Eldridge. Like I've had those for close to a year and they have not failed me. So I don't actually agree with Allure's recommendation of those Sicilies. I just want to save you money and just let you know that those did not work for me, and save yourself some money. I want to show this picture of this beautiful woman. Look at this. Look at this. And they pay attention to hair and like women of color's hair in here. Again, look. The content in here and the makeup. Okay. Okay, so that was a little sideline. Okay, so best of foundation, base makeup foundation. NARS, Liquid NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. Yes and yes, this is probably my favorite foundation this year. NARS Light Reflecting Foundation has a luminous finish that makes you glow, even if you skip some of your skincare routine. I would never skip my skincare. Don't do it. Says the Associate News Editor, Gabriella Thorne. That may be because its ingredient list reads like skincare product itself. The medium coverage formula is loaded with turmeric, algae, oat, and peptides. This is hands down like some of the best foundation, not only this year I've tried, but it's probably on my top shelf of foundations, like liquid foundations. So I don't want to say any more other than I reviewed this. I'll link the video to this so you can check it out. I wear the color Vanuatu, which is a medium 3.5. It's probably a little bit light for me, as you can see, because yeah, it's probably a little light because this is more like my winter shade. But I'm not gonna get another one. I'm just waiting for my tan to dissipate and then I'll start using that again. So yes, yes, yes on this product. Multi-use stick, and I'm gonna put a picture of this here. The Live Tinted Hue stick, and I can't find mine for some reason. I ended up getting one of the like colors for medium skin for under eye correcting, and then it's supposed to be like a stick that you can use as shadow, concealer, correcting, and then on your lips. So it says the multi-use stick. We use Live Tinted Hue Stick down to the nub because the smooth, creamy formula works on eyes, cheeks, lips. Our only bone to pick is that we can't buy all 11 shades at once like a box of crayons. And I think there's a reason I can't find it, because I just didn't find that it was all that great of a product. I was really excited about Live Tinted. I've tried it. It was too dry. I didn't find that it was a good color. It just didn't look like a good color for me on my lips, so I didn't like that. It was maybe because I'm more yellow, whereas maybe for Live Tinted, it's created by a South Asian woman, so maybe they're really meant for people who are deeper than me. So I've just kind of accepted that. I tried to use it as a color corrector for under my eyes. It's just too dry, so it's probably rolled somewhere underneath like a dresser somewhere, but I cannot find it for the life of me. And I'm like really organized with my makeup, like really organized. So it's somewhere here, but I stopped using it. I didn't find I liked it. So it was not a great thing for me, but I could see how other people might really love it because it's kind of like a 3-in-1 stick. So if you're interested in that, you could check it out. It just wasn't for me. So in the skin facial sunscreen section, right? So I can't see what page this is. So for facial sunscreen under mineral, they actually picked Shiseido mineral section, whereas chemical blockers absorb and disperse light, mineral formulas act as a physical shield. But that doesn't mean they're made out of steel. Shiseido Urban Environment Oil-Free Mineral Sunscreen SPF 42 melts into the skin. That's true. And thanks to hyaluronic acid, can even moonlight as a hydrating primer. So this product was one of my 3 top SPFs this summer, like my ride or die. And actually it's probably my favorite. I can see, it's hard to see in the bottle, but I can see I'm halfway done. And this often went with me in my bag. So I wasn't wearing makeup a lot this summer. I just actually like to keep it light and let my tan come through, and my skin this is happier in the summer and where it's more where there's more humidity. But this has been it's a fantastic SPF. So I just have to disclose, I did get this as part of PR. I got it free, but I would definitely buy this again. It's water resistant for 40 minutes, sunscreen, broad spectrum of SPF 42, oil-free, hyaluronic acid. So for me, I have to be really careful. I don't like oily SPFs, and I tried a lot of SPFs this summer, and my favorite ones were the Tatcha primer. Terrible packaging, I had to decant it, so that kind of like got a -1 in my head about like being a good SPF. But actually the Live Tinted, even though I kind of just said I didn't like their 3-in-1 stick, I love their Hue Guard 3-in-1 mineral sunscreen, moisturizer, primer, broad spectrum SPF 30. I'm so surprised this did not make the list because it's fantastic. I love actually this application more. It's like I'll show you. It has like a kind of a beigey base, but it's definitely brown skin friendly. I think that's why they made it. The owner is South Asian, and she wanted to make a product that worked really well and that was brown skin friendly. So that just melts in. What I like about this more than this is it actually feels like a primer moisturizer. It's definitely more like skincare. Whereas this, you do have to shake it up, and it does have a slight white cast. But for me and my skin tone, it eventually goes away. But I think if you're deeper, you might want to just try it first. But it's not that bad, at least for me, for my skin tone. It has a little bit of a smell, definitely more of a smell, but it's more like it doesn't smell like perfume. It smells like part of the chemical that's in there. But yeah, I definitely agree. This is a great one. Would definitely, I'm going to keep using this again because SPF, I think SPF product you're supposed to replace after a year. So I don't know if this is going to last until next year, its efficacy. So I'm going to use that. Okay, there's 2 more things in here that I actually agree on when I saw it. Okay, looking through the magazine. So for eyes, the eye section, it says best quads. Anyone who says designer labels don't matter with makeup probably hasn't had the life-affirming experience of using a Tom Ford eye color quad. Yes, ma'am. The pigmentation, the blendability, ... the luxury. Okay, so y'all know, like, I don't have to repeat, like, so many people love Tom Ford, and I just busted out my top three. And wet and dry formula, hands down, the best, the best. And these are my favorite quads out of all my collection. I probably love them more than Chanel, love them more than Dior. And the wet dry formula is bar none. Like, I don't think anyone has like created anything like that wet dry formula. So my favorites are Body Heat, Honeymoon, and New Dip. Body Heat is sexy AF. This is one of my favorite, like sultry, beautiful quads. I love this, and I've often just used 2 of these and then I'm done. And that's the beauty about these quads, is that all you need is like 1, maybe 2, and I've done like one and dones. You can use all 4 if you want, but you don't have to use it. So if you want a really sultry quad, that's beautiful. Then there's the classic honeymoon, which a lot of you know, and that quad was the one that started like the makeup industry going really nuts over warm tone quads. It's like purple, a deep champagne beige, cognac colors. And the last one is New Dip, and this is one of my favorite kind of cool tone nude quads ever. And it's so interesting. Like, I didn't think I was a cool tone person, but I think I can pull it off I can pull it off. Usually not. I always thought I was a warm tone person, but every time I've worn this, people always comment on my shadow and how pretty it is. So, you know, it's got some purples in there. You can see like a kind of a gray purple, like a lilac purple, a champagne, and it's almost got this shift of a pink in there. And then again, this is that wet dry formula that no one in the industry has come close. I would say the closest would be the Guerlain quads. This one, the Ombre G's, but it's not the same as the wet dry formula, but it's close. But there's something about the Tom Ford ones that are just, they're like butter. They just go on so easily. They're goof proof, and yeah, those are some of the best in the business. In the same eyes category, just up from the quad, they gave a shout out for the best eyeshadow singles. So quote unquote creamy powder is absolutely an oxymoron, but it's the only way to describe the texture of ColourPop Super Shock Shadow. All 50 plus shades are highly pigmented, smooth on like butter, and come out individually. And so I haven't done a review of these yet, and I don't want to swatch these, but I want to show you what I have. So I can't remember, it was probably at the beginning of summer. ColourPop had like a really crazy, like discounted, maybe like 50% off sale, and I bought a bunch of those Super Shock shadows. Like, I think I have, let's see, 9. I think I got like 9 or 10 or 11 of them, and a lot of them are cool tone. And I wanted also this one. Here, why don't we just show this one, because I was really excited about this one. Okay, so these are the Super Shocks, and look how pretty that is. I'll do a little swatch here of these. Yeah, these are very buttery. Isn't that pretty? And I'll do a video of these, or a swatch video of these, and then I'll put it above at some point. But I don't want to swatch these because they're still in pristine form. But that was on the list. I can't say for sure if I agree with them, but I have them because I've heard wonderful things about these Super Shocks. So I'm going to move on to the last thing. I'm going to show you the last thing that I actually have tried in the Best of Beauty Awards here. Let me find it. So under Skin Splurges, this section here, Skin Splurges, the Chantecaille Bio Lifting Mask, this one. It says it's $1.98. I think that's for one of these small jars. And this mask makes more promises than the membership coordinator at our gym. But the peptide-laden formula delivers. After a few applications, tester Amber Angel reported her skin felt firm and looked more lifted. Now about that free personal training session, ... So I love this product. As you can see at the Nordstrom annual sale, this was a value. So you get 2 of these, and it was a $3.96 value because of the 2 full size, and then it was on sale for $2.79. I love this. I use this before I'm going to go on a date or an event, and I've actually used this as my night cream. So what it is that it has peptides in it that just kind of just lifts everything. And a lot of people have asked me about what my skincare routine is because I have a pretty glowy face. I can't say that I have one thing that I do. I do a couple things, but this is definitely in my rotation. So I actually have a small one because even if I'm going out of town, I grab this because this is my night cream. The smell is so beautiful. It just reminds me a little bit of Sicily, like that kind of like market of like using biodynamic ingredients that are just clean. It's so good. It's this product. I have a small one that I travel with, and this is what the full size looks like. And they actually reformulated this. I talked to a Chantecaille essay that, and I can't remember, that the peptide formula in here usually, and I don't want to be wrong about this, I think what they said is that peptides usually work on wrinkles that go this way, but this formula actually just got reformulated to include peptides that address wrinkles that go up, down, which is really hard in the market. And so what I've seen other content creators and my own experience is that this is like a facelift in a bottle. So I actually put this all over my face and my neck, and I actually have the biolifting, what do you call it? The biolifting tool, and it's just beautiful. It says to leave on to 10 or 15 minutes and rinse, or you can leave on overnight for an intense treatment. Oh, here it says, here it is, a supercharged formula that offers visible, smoothing, lifting, firming power. A biolifting mask plus features 4 powerful peptides and 2 new hexapeptides that smooth and target both horizontal and vertical expression lines, leaving skin refreshed, lifted, and youthful looking. Now, I'm not saying this is actually a facelift. I've never gotten work done on my face. However, I do know that my skin looks really good, like for my age, which I'm not gonna tell you because ladies don't tell their age. I know sometimes some content creators love to put their age below. I don't know, just some things should be kept secret. I don't want to let everyone know all my things on YouTube, so that's also my business. But what I will say is that I'm at the age and I'm seeing things on my face where I've talked to other friends who have gotten Botox and facelifts and nip and tucks, and they say that I should do it, but I'm just not there yet, and also it's very expensive. And for me, I'm a really kind of natural gal, even though this is all glam. I don't like things like chemicals in my body. So I'm trying all the things before I even consider doing those things. Not to shame anyone that's done it. That's cool. I love that you're loving that. But for me, I'm just wanting to invest on things that really enhance my skin and for me to help me age gracefully. And so for me, this is like the closest that I can imagine would be like kind of like a temporary facelift, and it just kind of like sucks everything up, and I like put it on my neck and I do the biolifting tool, and overnight this is what I use as a mask. And you don't need a lot of it. Like I've had this, I'm almost out of it. I don't know if you can see. I've used this probably 2 months, so I think this will last me maybe a year, and I have another one in here for a year. So this is definitely one of my favorite skincare products in my bathroom. So hands down, if you want to splurge, wait for a sale, either from Nordstrom or the Chantecaille sale. Or if you can get a sample, like try getting a sample from Nordstrom if you can, because they're good about giving samples that you want to try. And they usually have those cards. They'll give you like 1 or 2 samples for you. So that's it for my opinions on some of the Allure 2022 Allure Beauty Awards that I've actually tried from that list. Tell me if you've had some experience with some of what they listed, with any of the things I talked about today, or you agree or disagree or had a different experience with some of those products. I would love to hear about it. And if there was a product that I didn't mention that you think I should try, I would love to hear. And so that's it, Beauty Fam. Thanks for watching. And if you haven't done so already, please comment and like, and consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell. It really helps out my channel. Or you could share the video with a friend. And as always, please be very kind to yourself and others, and just be you. Until next time, Beauty Fam, take good care. Bye.